CEO Nation, welcome back to the CEO Life. Today, my name is Wes Beagle as usual, and guys, we're talking about this right here, Anubis Kiss from Alexandria. This is described as a balsamic, smoky, oud, woody fragrance. Now, this is modeled after a very polarizing fragrance in the fragrance community that some of you might have heard of. It's Black Afgano by Nasamato. Now, Black Afgano is this fragrance that uses the note of cannabis. And there's very few fragrances actually out there that do. There's one or two that I can think of. There's one, I think it's from the brand called Clear. You know, it's a nice little white kind of bottle. Another one that I own, Hindu Kush from Mansera. I own a little decant of that. It's great. It's kind of like the fresher brother of this. So while you guys are watching this review, if you want something that's a bit fresher, go check that one out. Doesn't really have the smoke, but it's more of a green, slightly sour cannabis smell. Hindu Kush, pretty good. However, the cannabis note in that, not that accurate in my opinion. And then you have Black Afgano. Black Afgano from Nasamato. It's a burnt, smoky, woody cannabis. This stuff is just like kind of like you smoked a joint, you just smoked a bowl kind of thing. This does not have that skunky vibe that you guys are probably accustomed to if you have smelled burning weed. This stuff, on the other hand, it's the slightest in the opening. It's basically you take the green part of cannabis, while it's still fresh, a little bit of that smell mixed with a slight ashiness. That's the way to describe it here. There's no skunkiness, there's no completely burnt cannabis smell, because let's be honest guys, you know, smelling somebody smoking cannabis, not the best smell most of the time. So this stuff is pretty good though, I do like it. So when you first spray this, you get hit with a big blast of woods. So the woods that are in here, they're a very dry wood. If you want to know what I'm talking about here, it kind of reminds me of like a sandalwood. Go check out Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Malle. It's a very dry, because of that sandalwood vibe that's in there, it's just very dry, and that's kind of what the woody vibe in here goes for. So you have that mixed with this slight green cannabis smell, which is throughout the life of the fragrance, starts to die out at the end, and then from there turns into this kind of ashy, smoky vibe. The oud that's in here, definitely detectable to my nose. Not that much in your face. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Oriental Oud, one of those fragrances that you guys have seen. I think that was the first video I did for 22 Days Alexandria. Really do enjoy that fragrance. This one kind of has a similar oud vibe. Now, in terms of longevity, guys, look at this stuff. This is pure black, okay? If you shine this through light, you get a little bit of a purple vibe, but, you know, realistically, guys, this is just a pure black fragrance. Would not recommend spraying this onto a white shirt. I've heard a couple horror stories. People go to spray this on a white shirt, and what ends up happening is they get left with a big stain. I don't know if that's true or not, just, you know, maybe stay away from it. So Anubis Kiss though, this stuff is nuclear in terms of projection. This, I would go out and say, probably the longest lasting Alexandria fragrance ever made. You know, and that's saying a lot because their fragrances do last a long time. Reason being, all the notes that are in here are just so jam-packed in your face, just heavy, dark, resinous scents. There's not a lick of real freshness in here, guys. Like, aside from that slight cannabis vibe, but even then, that's more of a darker scent that's in there. It's just so powerful. This stuff is nuclear projection. 2 sprays of this, max, guys. And even for me, I'm a heavy sprayer. I like going like 3-4 sprays a lot of the time. With a Ventus, I'll do like 8 sprays. This stuff, on the other hand, though, like 2 sprays, you're done. Scenarios that I think this would be perfect in, one of them definitely bars. This is a scent I've worn to a bar a couple of times. Girls like it, guys like it. It's just, it smells good. It smells unique. It doesn't smell like a typical cologne. It has this slight kind of leathery vibe because of that oud and that mix of the woods and the smoke in there. The leathery vibe that I kind of get that rings to mind with this, and I think if you guys like this fragrance that I'm going to talk about next, you're going to like this, is this fragrance right here from Jean Varvatos. So this is Dark Rebel Rider. This is an exceptional leather fragrance, a nice dark black leather. This, on the other hand, has a very similar kind of leather vibe mixed with that cannabis and smoky. So I think if you guys do like Dark Rebel Rider, go check this stuff out. It's worth it. Now, how does this compare to the original Nasamato Black Afgano? I'd say it's 89% similar, not 100. Reason being, this one takes the cannabis note, amps it up a little bit, amps up the smoke, amps up the wood. So this one's a little bit, I don't want to say harsher, but it's a lot stronger of a scent. I found with Black Afgano, well, it did last a long time, the projection just wasn't really there for me, and I found that cannabis vibe was just really dulled out into the background for me. This one, on the other hand, comparing them side by side, the cannabis note in this one I can detect a lot easier, but again, it's more of a green cannabis. It's not that skunky kind of cannabis vibe that you get if you're walking around and somebody's, you know, smoking a bowl. So guys, I would recommend this. I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10. I think this is a very great fragrance, and you know, I think for the money, it's well worth it. Only reason I'm not giving it a higher mark, guys, just because it's literally a black fragrance that if you wear this on a white shirt, guys, you're gonna stain it. You know, so be it, but it's worth every penny, guys. I love it. This is a fragrance I've put a decent amount in, as you guys can see. Got it down to right around the label here. Pretty good though. And yeah, it gets you compliments. I remember one time I wore this to a bar. I was filming a live music performance with this band that we were working with, and my ex-girlfriend and stuff was there, and yeah, she loved it. A couple other people, waitress liked it, just like a bunch of people. I had like 2 sprays on. I could smell that for a good 18, 19 hours. You know, it was the 6-hour drive up there, 4 or 5 hours there, and then 6, 7-hour drive back. Still lasted, guys. So yeah, highly recommend this stuff. And as I said before, guys, one last thing is, remember, if you want a fresher version of this and you get your nose on this and it's not as fresh as you like it, go try out Hindu Kush. It's a similar fragrance, just a more fresh brother of this one. One thing I think you could do too that might be really good, combine Hindu Kush with this. Never tried it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do a video on that soon. Thank you guys for watching, and take care. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know below, and remember to stay tuned for our 22 Days of Alexandria. Take care, guys.